The main challenges that we see in ESG data for post-trade asset service providers is really the same as what will be seen in the pre-trade space. That data fragmentation and availability of data, particularly again across our footprint markets, the number of companies that are disclosing data is still relatively small if you look at the Asian markets compared to, for example, Europe. We recently ran a proof of concept where we took sample portfolios across some of our key markets, and we worked with some fairly large data providers in the ESG space to look at what was available against these dummy portfolios. And what we saw was that on average, only about 30% of the companies in the portfolios that we were mapping against the indices were reporting ESG data. For the larger vendors, what we did also see was that maybe another 50% was available on modeled data, but that still left a gap in terms of a 30 to 40% portfolio where no data was available. And so it's really starting to look at how do we address some of those fragmentation and unavailability challenges from a data perspective. The other piece is number of data that are available. And whilst it's always great to have a lot of different options, as the frameworks develop and as data becomes available, the number of vendors means that data is not always comparable. Different vendors use different rating methodologies, and there's complexity in understanding that and getting the right expertise into an organization to be able to make that comparison. That expertise is another key challenge. We talk about post-trade providers. A lot of people in this space have spent their entire careers becoming post-trade experts. And to start to bring in that ESG element as well is a challenge that I think could be a whole another conversation in terms of talent development and bringing in sort of new skill sets. I think we can't avoid the challenge of greenwashing, how ESG data can be manipulated, how do we validate that it actually is what it says it is. The conversation around who can provide that third-party validation, and there are a number of, I think, audit firms that are looking at that today. And I think the last challenge for me is that we're still in quite early stages in terms of ESG data, what is needed from a KPI perspective and what is useful from a reporting perspective. Where the conversation is starting to evolve into is, what does that data mean? How do you translate it into impact and what that impact actually looks like?